What is up, everybody? This is Josh Bryan, aka Intelligent Moron, and I am coming to you with a pickup video. Yeah, it's not a 360 effect. That's pretty much all the type of videos I've been doing lately. But no, it's not a 360 effect. It's a regular pickup video because I actually have some pickups. I mean, I picked up 360 games. I hate that. I'm zoomed. Hold on, I'll be right back. Alright, what's up, guys? I'm kind of back. I didn't like how, I guess it was really up close. And, like, you know, even though I'm not Italian and I'm Irish, I talk with my hands a lot. And you guys weren't seeing any of that. Because it was like, hey guys, how's it going? And I'm doing all this moving, and you guys can't even see it. So, now you can see it. Anywho, I picked up a bunch of really cool stuff. I will shoot. Well, not shoot. But anyway, I'll tell you some stories real quick. I went to one yard sale. I went to a shit ton of yard sales, actually. And the first group of yard sales, probably about like 6 or 7, had pretty much absolutely nothing there. Absolutely nothing. So I shoot down one last one who said they had video games. And I get there. Well, they say they have games. Okay, so whenever they have a listing of games, I collect board games. Mainly like strategy type of board games. Newer games they're coming out with, stuff like that. And I collect video games, like you all know. And they said games. So usually when they list, you don't know if it's board or if it's video or if it's, I don't know, jigsaw type of shit where you're gonna get stuck in a cooler and you have to hack off your foot to get away. Who knows? But anyway, I pull up. There's a huge stack of like Connect 4, Yahtzee, Scrabble, and I'm like, man, this is like somebody's grandma. And I see a GameCube, black GameCube sitting there, and I was like, oh, thank God. And I look up and I walk up to it. It's got 3 games sitting on top of it, and I said, hey, how much for that GameCube? And she said, $30. And my heart sank. And I was like, would you go any lower? And she said, 25. And I was like, man. So I looked through the games. Got Blitz 2002, Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen, something crappy, and then some other crap game. And I was like, what about just the console by itself, with the controller and the cords? She goes, 20. I was like, oh, so you know you have crap games. She did, I guess. So I passed on it. I said, you know what, I already have one GameCube that doesn't have hookups, which I got like 2 weeks ago for $1. And I had, and the day before I picked up another one that I need to sell because I don't need 2 GameCubes. So anyway, passed on that, and then I went to the other part of town, and on my way I passed a yard sale, and it just so happened it wasn't on my list. Like every day I make a list of yard sales to hit, and she wasn't on it. And I hit it, and I look around, I didn't see anything, and I was like, do you happen to have any video games? And she's like, oh, I didn't bring them out yet. Hold on, let me go grab them. So she comes back to this big stack, and mainly all green cases, which was awesome, because you know me, 360 effect. Check them out, up to episode 6 now. So I was like, awesome, that's great. Yeah, I'll look through them, see what I need. So then she said, oh, yeah, and I think in there is a PlayStation 2 game, Zelda Ocarina of Time. And I was like, what? Zelda didn't come out on PS2? Whatever. So I started flipping through and came across this bad boy. And if you guys see my picture, I posted, you know, I was quite happy when I came by it. $2, well, I paid, there was 5 games, 3 360 games and 2 GameCube games. It was this one, and it was Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. So essentially $2 a piece per game. Cannot beat it. You know, this is about a $15 game. Zelda is about a $40 game. So cannot pass that up at all. I was really happy, especially when she accepted my deal for that. Then she said the only other thing I have video game wise is I have a N64, and I piqued my interest, And she said, but no cables, no cords, no controllers, just the console itself, no games. And I was like, okay. And I was like, what do you want for it? And she said, give me an offer. And I said, $5. And she said, sure. So she went, she grabbed it, got the N64. Like she said, no cable, no cords. Took it to my buddy at the flea market who does all of the Nintendo stuff. Hooked it up, works perfectly fine. Just needs to be cleaned. The reset button was sticking, now it's not. And yeah, so $5 works perfectly good. And not to mention that even if it didn't work, it was worth it right there. Expansion pack, and it is the Nintendo one. It's not an off-brand. I've already popped it out. So even if the console didn't work, expansion pack itself is worth what? I mean, I think retail's $30 for a brand new one, so like 15, 20 bucks for the expansion pack. So that sale was a nice little godsend where I was looking like I was striking out in the beginning of the day. So I went to it was an elementary school, and they were set up in the parking lot. It was kind of like, I guess it was benefiting the elementary school for stuff that they needed to do throughout the year. And this was my slip-up of the day. I think I want to start that. If I do pickups every week, or whenever I do regular just pickups instead of the 360 effect, I want to do my slip-up of the week and my awesome find of the week. Awesome find of the week, obviously this week, has to be Zelda for $2. Slip-up of the week, I go to the sale, I start walking around. Only one person had video games at this sale, and like I zoned right in because they had stacks. And I was worried because I figured I was going to get there and they were going to be way expensive. They were going to be like a reseller or something. And I get there, I see PlayStation 2 and I see Wii. And then I see a PlayStation 2. So I said, how much for the PlayStation 2? And they were like, 20 bucks. So I was like, well, I don't need a PlayStation 2. If I take it and go to GameStop, I get pretty much my money back, which is not true now. Apparently they dropped in price. And so I was like, I'm not even worried about it. So then I started looking through the Wii games. They said Wii games are $5, PlayStation 2 games are $2. They had Super Smash Bros. Brawl, which I ended up buying for $5, and then I did trade that into GameStop for 18 and some odd change. To get one of the 4 for $10 deals for my 360 stuff. Then I picked up this guy. The other titles were mainly sports titles, a couple other filler titles that just weren't worth anything. But this one here, I looked it up real quick. It's worth about $16 to $18 complete, and that is Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist of the Roses. So that's a nice little find. It's complete. The only thing it doesn't have is the cards, which I don't think anybody expects these games to ever have the cards that come with it. So, not too bad. And so the slip-up, like I was saying, slip-up of the week, they had a black and purple original Game Boy. And I picked it up, and I looked at it. It was missing the plastic screen, which is easily replaced. I know that. I looked at the battery compartment. It was clean. It had 3 brand new batteries in it. It was just missing one. I asked him if it worked. He said yes, it just needs batteries. I only have 3 in there for some reason. It had a game in it. I pulled the game out. It looked good. It all in all looked good. And I don't know why I second guessed myself. He said how much? I said how much? He said $5, and I put it down. And I don't know why I put it down. But I put it down, and I walked away, and I started walking around looking at the other places. I walked back to my car, and I sat down, and I got on the phone, and I started looking, and I couldn't find it at all, anywhere. Finally, I found it, and I was like, alright, I'm just going to go pick it up. Go back to pick it up, and some other guy's got it in his hand. I was like, shit. So, moral of the day, if you pick it up thinking that you should pick it up, pick it up. Pay for it. Pay the $5. Take the shot. Took the shot on the 64. It paid off. Don't know why I didn't take the shot on the Game Boy. Oh well, live and learn. Last thing from that day going out on Saturday, I went to the flea market where we checked that console, and I was just looking around, found some 360 games. Right before I left, I was literally driving out of the flea market, and as I'm leaving the flea market, there is a dude who has a stack of 360 games, and I'm like, holy shit, I gotta go check these out. I run over there to go check them out, and I'm like, how much? He had like 6 or 7 that I needed for my collection. He was like $10 a piece, and I was like, no thank you. And so I passed. So then he said, well, I have all those PS2 games. Those will do for $2 a piece. So I found this plain Jane case. It says Transformers Revenge of the Fallen on it. Where it says, yeah, it's supposed to be Revenge of the Fallen, but I don't, it's like Revikong of the Fallen. So I open it up, and inside is, let's see if I can, Godzilla Save the World for the PlayStation 2, and I know Godzilla games are worth some money. I didn't know what this one was worth, so I looked it up real quick. In loose, it's like $15. So for $2, I didn't mind picking it up. Alright, last find, or last pickup real quick. Bear with me. Lady hit me up, or not hit me up, I hit her up. And she posted on one of the pages that I frequent. Actually, we have a gamer page now in our area. Camp Lejeune Game. Camp Lejeune Gaming, or Camp Lejeune Gamers, or something like that. Anyway, she hit me up. She said, how much do GameCubes go for nowadays? If I have a GameCube for sale, how much would you guys offer? So I was the first one to offer, and I said $15. And she said, I'll take it. So now, if you guys remember my post not too long ago, or not too long ago, but not on that day, Friday, about people saying things on post, this is what this is about. I posted, like I said, about this game, or this GameCube. Posted for it. She said, make me an offer. I made an offer of $15. I made that offer. There's another gentleman who legitimately, his comment didn't bother me that much. But he said, he told me, he said, or he didn't tell me, he said on the post, he said, send a PM in case it falls through. Okay. Your post, like I said, didn't bother me. I don't know if you watch my videos. I don't know if there's a chance. I know he knows a couple of the same people I know, and he's friends with a couple of the same people that I am, but I don't know if he watches my videos. And I've asked him to go game hunting with me before, and I never got a response. Anyway, this is hard for me to talk about, because if I go on a website, or on a page, and I see somebody's talking to somebody, and they make them an offer, and that person offers that offer, I'm not going to sit there and say, hey, I sent you a PM in case it falls through. Well, what did you say in that PM? Now I know that you sent a PM. Did you sit there and tell them, oh, it's actually worth more, or oh, I would give you more? Now, like I said, his thing didn't bother me, because I don't know what he said in that PM. Maybe all he said was, I'm interested in it. If it falls through, hit me up. Here's my phone number. Now, a girl who I tried to make a deal with to help her get some games that she wanted, but then that some shady stuff fell through, and I was like, you know what, I'm not even messing with you. She gets on there and says, oh, if it falls through, I'll give you 30. That's messed up. Because you know I just made a deal. And thankfully the lady honored her deal. Because honestly, she could have just been like, you know what? forget your 15. I'm going to go with him or with her for 30. And if she did, oh well, she did. If not, but anyway, I got the deal. I offered 15. The lady could have said no. I understand that it's not a. I mean, it's a low ball. She doesn't really. I mean, she took the deal. So, it came with 5 games. They're not the greatest games. NFL Blitz 2003 with Michael Strahan and his field goal post teeth. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Batman Begins. Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. And 007 Agent Under Fire. Literally. Sports title and 4 games that are movie license games. And then it came with all the cables. And it came with a generic. I didn't even notice it was generic till just now. Generic GameCube controller. And it's covered in dust, so it's probably been sitting in their garage for God knows how long. But that is all of my finds for this weekend. My pickups, whatever you want to call them. Honestly, I think I had a pretty nice weekend. 15 for that little lot. 15 at the 1 yard sale, so that's 30. 4 for some of the 360 games, that's 34. 40. 42. Roughly $42. And I'll make some money back with some of the stuff that I want to sell. And 5 for the Brawl, which I already traded in the GameStop for $16.50. So, alright everybody, well, thank you for viewing this episode of Pickups, and I will catch you all later. Good luck,
Oh hey, I didn't see you creeping there. Welcome to Game Bros, your premier retro store in Southeast Texas.
Anything you need! Got me some Sega Genesis, Nintendo, Atari, Xbox, PS2, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, Nintendo 64!
Come to Game Bros, 8610 Spencer Highway, at LaPorte, Texas 77571. We got the games!